I guess you're wondering why there's a new version of the read and react offense. Because over the last 6 years, I've learned a lot from the hundreds of coaches in our tribe who are constantly engaged in the art of teaching the system, creating the best drills, innovating new ways to practice, and especially winning with the read and react. And when I say winning, I do mean championships of all kinds, but I also mean winning the war of culture that is our modern day player. The ultimate test of a coach is what he or she can get their players to do, period. And so, my focus in this new version of Read and React is on how you sell it to your players. How can you keep your team coordinated? Keep them working as a team, recruit their creativity, and especially their energy. To do that, we have to keep things simple, it must cut to their natural instincts, and it must make sense. The basics that make up the rules of the system have not been changed, but throughout the layers, I've added extra actions that have proven to work. I'll give you an example. In the very first layer of pass and cut, the rule applied when you were one spot away. If you pass, you must cut to the basket. But it did not apply to skip passes. I left that open-ended. I left it up to the coach. But in 2.0, I've added a strong suggestion. When a skip pass is made, like this, the player one spot away should basket cut. In this manner, we stay consistent with our overall guiding principle that when the ball moves, at least one player will be attacking the rim, forcing the defense to guard the goal. But there's another good reason for this strong suggestion. Many times the player who makes the skip pass, the red player, is a smart player who saw the defense sagging or heard a teammate call the pin screen and ask for the skip. And I want to reward this player. So when this player makes the skip pass and this player must cut to the basket, it leaves an open spot that must be immediately filled by the very player who made the skip pass. And as a reward, they have the 4 scoring opportunities when you fill an empty spot. That's in layer 1. The read line, curl the puppy dog, open shot, and momentum move. Another area where you will see additional emphasis in terms of how you teach it will be in the post. I make the teaching progression much clearer in layers 2 and 6. The progression of actions is built around this question: whose turn is it? In fact, this question permeates the entire system. If players can't answer this question, then something is wrong in our teaching, our culture, even our terminology. After all, there are 5 players, but only 1 ball. We've got to know whose turn it is. Here's an example. If the post catches with their feet in the lane, whose turn is it? Well, it's the post's turn to score immediately. You've caught with advantage, go up. But if you've caught with your feet outside the lane, whose turn is it? It's the passer's turn, not the post's turn. The passer gets to cut high or low for their scoring opportunity. If the cutter is not open, then whose turn is it? Well, it switches back to the post. If the post wants to make a one-on-one move, there's some temporary isolation there to work with. What if the post does not want to make a one-on-one move? Whose turn is it? Because unlike other offenses, we're not going to force someone to go one-on-one if they don't want to, if they don't think they have an advantage. Those other 3 players filling the empty spots, even 4 players filling the empty spots. It's their turn. The post, their job is to find the open player on this perimeter for an inside-out pass, the higher percentage 3-point shot. But I'm not finished with this question, whose turn is it? I pick it back up in layer 6, post play. Notice that I changed the name of layer 6 from post screens to post play, because post play is about much more than just screening in the post. What if the post is not fed the ball? Whose turn is it? assuming that the wing does not drive, assuming the wing passes the ball, whose turn is it? Well, it's not the post's turn. It's the passer's turn. They must cut. So the post should step out, back screen, make space in here for this player to have their chance in the lane. But we're not through. Whose turn is it if the cutter's not open? Well, it's the screener's turn, and the former post has a chance at one-on-one isolation. Why is this important? Because in order to play together without set plays and predetermined patterns, all of your players need to know whose turn it is to cut, who to be looking for if you're the passer, when can everyone expect you to make a move. This game moves too quickly for you to think about it. When you think, your feet move slow, if they move at all. If you're going to have more scoring opportunities than other teams, then you must take advantage of them when the defense doesn't expect it, when the defense is moving, when the defense is transitioning between responsibilities. If you wait until the defense is set, you're not going one-on-one, you're going 1-on-5. Who has the advantage there? The defense does. Knowing whose turn it is in the chain of events is how you stay a step ahead of the defense. You know what you're doing. They must react to you. There are 7 videos, 7 topics in the post-play layer. That's because there are so many ways to play with a post player. Where you play them, what type of player they are. Can they play both inside and out? Are you changing your post player every time the ball moves? Are you playing with 2 post players instead of just 1? The answer to all of these questions and more creates different styles of play. Understanding this aspect of the system allows you all the creativity and variety that you need. But there's a secret to post play in the Read and React. And in this version, I show you how to use your post, but keep the lane open for the rest of your players. Let's skip to Layer 8, ball screens. There are 5 chapters to this 2.0 layer. This time, I make it clear that decisions must be made about who's going to trigger the ball screen. Is it the ball handler, the post, or a designated screener? Your amount, the coach's amount of input and control is based on that decision. Layer 9 blew up because of the proliferation of the X-cut and all of its options. The X-cut is an east-west screen after you feed the post. And of course, the post could be in 6 different positions. Also, the amount of teams using the advanced post slide has increased. That doesn't surprise me given the dribble penetration skills that I see. This reaction dares the defense to help on the drive. Layer 10 became a total rewrite with the exception of full court trips. I explore how your team initiates their possession based on whether the defense is set and waiting on you, or you have a numerical advantage like 5-on-4, or whether the defense is disorganized. These questions come up in every clinic, every webinar, every email. And now I have answers for you based on the experience of our very experienced tribe of coaches. And there's one last reason for Read and React 2.0. Every action, every scoring opportunity is illustrated with game footage. You've asked me for examples from the beginning, and now I'm glad to give it to you. You can see the timing, spacing, and tempo for yourself. 12 years ago, except for a literal handful of coaches, the Read and React was a theory. Could players create their own 5-player coordinated possessions with better results than what tradition gives them in a set play? It's not theory anymore. It's Read and React 2.0.